Namaste. I'm Alakananda Ma, Ayurvedic doctor and principal of Alandi Ayurveda Gurukula, a unique apprenticeship style Ayurveda school in Boulder, Colorado. So we are continuing our discussion of hope for long COVID, which we started last time. And this time we are going to think about long COVID in the context of EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's EDS Awareness Month. May is EDS Awareness Month. So we have to bring a little awareness to this condition, which I have. What is EDS? EDS, or Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, is a group of conditions, genetic conditions, that affect our collagen. And collagen is what kind of supports and holds our whole body together. So there's all kinds of problems, be it with blood vessels, with the gut, with the nerves, with the ligaments, with the pelvic floor, that can arise with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome because things are not put together tightly enough. The most common type of EDS is hypermobile EDS, hEDS. That's what the large majority of us EDS people have. It may not even be a rare condition so much as an underdiagnosed condition. I keep running into patients that are like, are you hypermobile? Because nothing else explains the collection of symptoms that they are talking about. So long COVID, getting COVID is very problematic for people with EDS because of the morbidities that people who have hypermobile EDS, and often other forms of EDS, and people who have long COVID share. One, for example, is dysautonomia, means your autonomic nervous system not working properly, particularly what's known as POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and orthostatic hypotension. Blood pressure drops when you're standing, causing you to feel dizzy. That is part of what we call the trifecta, the three big conditions that affect people with hypermobile EDS. And it's something that you can develop due to getting COVID. It's part and parcel of long COVID. So you can see there's an overlap. Another one is MCAS, MCAS, or mast cell activation syndrome, a part of the immune system going into overdrive. That's the little mast cells that are in your epithelial linings of everything, such as your lungs, your nose, and so on. They're meant to protect you by producing histamine. They're meant to protect you against things that you want to fight against, but when they overreact, you have allergy-type symptoms, and when they go into major overdrive, you have MCAS, or mast cell activation syndrome. This is the third thing in the trifecta of hypermobile EDS. It's also something that is part and parcel of long COVID. I definitely have an EDS patient who got MCAS because of getting COVID. And the third thing that we see with long COVID is mitochondrial dysfunction. What are mitochondria? They're little bodies within every cell of your body. It's actually thought that they're archaebacteria who sacrificed themselves in order to become an organelle. That's what we call it, an organelle of a cell. And then we got the multicellular, then the multi-organ, And here we are, multi-organ beings with these little mitochondria in every cell. The mitochondria are doing the Krebs cycle, whereby we generate energy for every cell of our body. We are seeing mitochondrial dysfunction underlying a lot of the fatigue that is part and parcel of long COVID. That's interesting to know. I recently found a paper explaining that mitochondrial dysfunction is a part and parcel of hypermobile EDS. They typically will say EDS people feel fatigue because of the effort of straining to hold everything together, and that still may hold good. But it didn't quite explain why one day I can stride up at 3 or 4 miles an hour, and another day I'm like, what's going on? My legs don't really want to walk today. Now I'll just say I'm having a bad mitochondria day to day, because now I know what it is. We're going to see that in ME, chronic fatigue syndrome, which we'll touch on next time. We see that in long COVID, and we see that in hypermobile EDS. So we can see from this that the last thing you want to do if you have EDS is get COVID. And of course, many of you have already had COVID, perhaps multiple times. So why am I saying hope for long COVID for people with EDS? Because there are things we can do about it. First of all, prevention is better than cure, or prevention, according to Ayurveda, is the foremost part of cure. Hetu viparita chikitsa, the treatment of reversing the cause. Even if you have had COVID multiple times, every time you get COVID, it's going to make things worse. If you're not masking, return to masking. If you have hypermobile EDS, if you live with someone who has hypermobile EDS, return to masking. That's the foremost way to protect yourself. I'm fortunate to be part of several communities who are very concerned about disability access, where there is masking every time we get together. It's nice to belong to communities like that. You have rights. You have the right to ask that when you go somewhere, it'll be safe for you, there'll be air purification, and there'll be masking. Why do I also think there's hope in this situation? Because we at Alandi Ayurveda are working on our protocols. Like I said last time, we have brilliant protocols for long COVID. I'm naturally collecting the hypermobile EDS patients since I am one myself. It's something I understand from the inside as well as from the science perspective. We're working on our protocols for that too. We're working on our protocols for mast cell activation. We're working on this. So come on over, whether in person or on Zoom, and let's try to see if we can't get you feeling better. Namaste.